We're going to talk about your first heartbreak.
Goddamn. There's been, a bit of misery and woe.
Yes, I've had my heart broken all the time. And still do, I guess, in some ways.
It was the worst kind, the girl kind.
My best friend of 2 years.
The death of my grandmother.
Is a douchebag.
I was 13 when I had my first heartbreak.
I was 17 years of age.
I feel like I was in the 3rd grade, but maybe it happened a time or two before that.
Last not period.
It was the first time I'd ever really been broken up with.
He had this friend, and they hung out a lot. And every time I would ask about her, he would always tell me that was just friends.
I wasn't allowed around her because her mom actually thought we were lesbians.
My grandmother, her name was Carolyn, was basically my best friend growing up.
We were best friends, so we both were this girl's both our girlfriends. And we were cool, we were cool with it.
I actually do kind of blame her with it because she let it happen.
She was basically a little Dutch girl with her finger in the dam, keeping everything together.
And I asked if they had something going because there was hickeys on his neck.
She was, as far as every girl I've ever dated, the most probably away from my type or something, I guess you would say. Every single time that there was a storm or even mentioning of a storm, she'd always come over and me and her would hide under a blanket fort away from the storm.
The day I met her, I was just like, whoa.
A few days later, he broke up with me, got with her, then a month later, they got engaged.
One day, somehow or another, I get a hold of this little journal thing she's got. And inside of it, there's a drawing of her holding hands with 2 boys, right?
I actually met her in AMI.
For the most part, he was a good person. Like, he would do anything for anybody that he could. He was really funny. He just had his moments.
Like, I told her things that I wouldn't tell anybody else, and she didn't judge me about it.
This prettiest girl in school, entertaining the thought of being my girlfriend made me feel pretty special.
Well, my name's Dylan, and she'd always call me Pickle all the time, like Dill Pickle. So yeah, I don't hate her or anything.
One of them was my friend Josh, but one of them said Kurt on it. And I was heartbroken because I didn't know who Kurt was.
My biggest regret from it was I acted so stupid for 2 years with a chip on my shoulder.
It gets to where you're really afraid to tell people, get really close and let them know every single thing about you. Because it's like, well, what if they leave again?
It hasn't really affected me other than just some trust issues I definitely have.
Like after going through something as heavy as that, especially being, just a little kind of kid as I was, it makes bad news later in life a little bit easier to deal with, because after you've gone through something as horrible as losing not just your grandmother but your best friend.
And I got pissed, and I remember confronting her about it. And turns out it was Kirk Cameron off of the TV show Growing Pains.
It'll get better. It'll definitely get better.
She did that thing that all friends tell you, oh, I'm never going to leave you, we'll always be friends, and it was really super sad.
Every time I see her out, she still ticks me off, and it still makes me want to punch her in the face.
Looking at it as like a realist that, one day we're all going to die.
It makes you realize, rejection, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I wasn't as special as I thought I was,
I was, broken for so long.
It kind of made everything else happen a lot easier, to be honest. It does get better though.